Welcome to Sleepscape Journeys, your go-to sleep stories for grown-ups, where you can escape into nighttime tales of wonder and relaxation. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm your host, Skylar. Tonight I'll be taking you on a journey to a realm where a bloodline of royal sorcerers is losing their magic. A young prince, unaware of his lineage's dark past, embarks on a quest. Fueled by a heart of benevolence, he seeks a legendary elixir to restore his kingdom's fading enchantments. His journey promises both adventure and self-discovery. Will he unlock the ancient truths and reignite the magic, fulfilling his destiny as the kingdom's savior? Let's find out together. But before we begin tonight's Sleepscape journey, let's take a moment to get fully immersed and relaxed before unfolding this tale of magic and mystery. Picture yourself standing in the midst of an enchanted forest, surrounded by towering trees. The moon's soft light illuminates the moss-covered ground, uncovering the secrets of the woods. In the heart of this magical place, a mesmerizing glow catches your eye from the center of the forest. Intrigued by its radiance, you're compelled to explore further into the woods. As you approach the glowing light, you notice it's radiating from a lovely enchanted bottle placed delicately on a solitary tree stump. It calls to you, a soft whisper carried by the wind. Come, drink me. An iridescent butterfly glides towards you as you draw closer to the bottle filled with the magical elixir. The butterfly dances in a whimsical circle around the bottle before gracefully alighting on the cork spout. As you gaze in wonder, the butterfly delicately unfolds and folds its wings, a mesmerizing dance of nature's grace. With a gentle longing, you extend your hand, hoping to coax the butterfly closer, but it gracefully flits away. Your attention shifts to the mysterious elixir that continues to whisper its alluring invitation. Carefully, you uncork the radiant pink elixir and take a sip. Instantly, a buoyant sense of lightness envelops you as a profound calmness and tranquility permeate every fiber of your being. Breathing deeply, you feel the tension effortlessly melt away, your concerns unwinding like delicate silken threads that vanish into the night. Letting go of your stress, you drift effortlessly into a state of boundless bliss. Another sip, and deep, purifying breath that leads you to a realm of absolute relaxation, where you feel weightless and liberated from your thoughts. Captivated by the moment, you gently close your eyes, inhaling the delightful blend of earthy wildflowers in the surrounding air. You take another deep breath in, allowing all the stress to melt away. You feel a rush of wind brushing against your skin, and you open your eyes to find that you have transformed into a majestic butterfly. You're being carried aloft by a gentle breeze. You flutter gracefully against the wind. Your attention is drawn towards a series of warm, radiant lights just up ahead. Passing through the dense trees, you navigate your way to an open expanse, revealing a concealed kingdom nestled within a realm brimming with enchantment. And so begins our tale tonight of the story of the magical elixir. In a distant realm, nestled within an enchanted forest, a hidden kingdom lay concealed from the prying eyes of the world, where the very essence of magic and sorcery permeated the air. At its core stood a magnificent castle, gleaming in pristine white and azure roofs, adorned by golden frames tracing the wooden architecture. Luscious ivy vines intertwined and wandered across the castle's walls, creating a vibrant green canvas around the grand structure. The landscape, rich and verdant, encircled the castle, punctuated by lively rose bushes blooming in vibrant hues of deep red and vibrant blue. In this mystical expanse, sightings of golden dragons gracefully carving the skies were not uncommon, and an array of enchanting creatures scampered about the village. Horses with pheasant-like heads and eagle wings thundered across the valleys, while bunnies boasting fluffy squirrel-like tails flitted through the treetops. Even mushrooms displayed the extraordinary ability to hop along the forest floor. Beneath the waves, colossal sea otters danced alongside fish adorned in rainbow scales, while jellyfish, reminiscent of dragonflies, drifted elegantly through the underwater world. Encircled by a moat painted in vivid shades of cerulean and crimson, mermaids openly bathed in the waters, with rolling hills and majestic mountains draped in clouds resembling exquisite scarves, creating a breathtaking backdrop to this enchanting kingdom. The village nestled along the water's edge, displaying quaint cottage homes exuding an inviting warmth that beckoned residents and visitors alike. The cozy abodes, with their thatched roofs and timber walls, are particularly enchanting in the evenings when soft, mystical lanterns stood sentinel, casting their glow along the curving hillside. The landscape resembled an artist's palette come to life. Vibrant trees swayed in the kaleidoscope of colors. Ruby reds, sapphire blues, lush greens, sunny yellows, royal purples, and delicate pinks created a breathtaking array of hues along the horizon. Their branches swayed gently, adding an ethereal touch to the scenery, weaving magic into the very fabric of the land. Amidst this captivating panorama, an enchanted forest stood as a silent yet vigilant guardian, its ancient boughs forming a protective embrace around the hidden realm. Towering trees draped in foliage of myriad shades whispered ancient secrets in the rustling of their leaves, while shafts of golden sunlight filtered through the canopy, creating a mosaic of light and shadow. Within its mystical confines, the forest harbored an ethereal world, sheltering mystical inhabitants and elusive wonders. It was a sanctuary where every rustle of the leaves and every glint of light held a story waiting to be told. In this realm of wonder, dragons glided gracefully through the sky, a majestic sight against the vast expanse above. Meanwhile, unicorns roamed freely across the green meadows and hills, adding an air of mystery and beauty to the land. Among the enchanted forest, fairies darted and danced among the vibrant leaves and trees, creating a magical atmosphere that you could almost touch. This is a tale of a magical lineage, a family of sorcerers who amplified their powers through a special elixir passed down through generations. This mystical elixir, an heirloom of their heritage, carried a tapestry woven with tales of wonder and enchantment. Legends murmured of the very first royal sorcerers whose fate led them to the discovery of the secluded cave pulsating with luminous, pink-hued crystals. As time unfolded, the sorcerers gradually unlocked the extraordinary potential hidden within these mystical shimmering gems. Exploring the depths of the enchanted cave, they discovered the secret to concocting a potent elixir drawn from the essence of these radiant crystals. Upon consumption, this elixir gifted the chosen few with remarkable abilities. They could shapeshift into any being they envisioned, manipulate objects effortlessly, manifest their deepest desires, and engage in telepathic communication with the mystical creatures of the ancient forest. Endowed with extraordinary abilities, the sorcerers held unrivaled authority, guiding and leading the hidden kingdom. These remarkable sorcerers rose to become royalty, molding a realm infused with enchantment. Across generations, this magical legacy was passed from one ruler to the next, creating an enduring heritage. They governed with a blend of wisdom, kindness, and a very essence of enchantment for many prosperous years. The magic they provided to the villagers ensured an abundance of food, water, and shelter, with splendid grand balls and extraordinary celebrations during special holidays. However, as time passed, the once flourishing magic gradually began to fade, leaving the realm to witness the slow decline of its enchantment. The magic heritage by this royal family of sorcerers was bound within crystals formed from the crystallises of rare butterfly species that embarked on a perilous journey to the Cave of Enchantments. These remarkable butterflies were not just rare and elusive, but they were also deeply time-sensitive, emerging only once every 5 years. Among the hundreds that emerged, only a select few could craft these extraordinary chrysalises as their life cycle drew to a close. The butterflies courageously navigated through the treacherous conditions, braving harsh elements and dangers to reach the cave. This endeavor turned the journey to build their chrysalises into an extraordinary and a heroic feat. This magical elixir, derived from these mystical crystals, held a special significance, carefully preserved and passed down exclusively within the royal family. Due to its limited resources, its consumption was an honor reserved for the king and their rightful successor, symbolizing a tradition held sacred within their esteemed lineage. The magical elixir held the key to unlocking a sorcerer's extraordinary potential. But there was a rule. It could only be consumed by those who had reached the age of 18. Adhering to a time-honored tradition, drinking it before this age had proved to be too dangerous. Those who did drink the elixir at the right time were granted heightened magical abilities. Yet, like all magic, its potency diminished with use and drew upon the user's life force. The present prince, the final descendant in this lineage, grappled with an inheritance on the wane. The once plentiful magical elixir, essential for their powers, stood on the brink of extinction. The butterflies vital for its creation had ceased their visits for decades, causing the kingdom's magic to fade. The reigning king, once a formidable sorcerer, found his powers depleted. He lost his connection to the enchanted creatures and the mystical forests within their realm, leaving behind a void where magic had once thrived. The prince fondly recalled his childhood days, a time when he experienced magic as a daily occurrence. It was a time when the palace overflowed with enchanting creatures, shape-shifting abilities, grand magical tournaments, and thrilling quests. However, without the consistent consumption of the magical elixir, the vitality and enchantment within the forest, kingdom, and the royal lineage of sorcerers gradually began to diminish. As the prince matured, he witnessed a once vibrant enchanted forest and kingdom gradually succumb to darkness. The absence of the sorcerer's magic led to the gradual dimming of the enchanted realm. Over time, the magical essence that breathed life into the forest's trees, wildflowers, fairies, unicorns, flying dragons, and the villagers began to wane. The abundance and vitality that the magic once provided dwindled, leaving many to face a life without the bountiful harvest and the wondrous experiences that magic once bestowed. In a bid to salvage the magical world, the prince embarked on a valiant quest to unravel the mystery behind the vanishing butterflies. Renowned for his noble character and extraordinary handsomeness, He stood tall, his strong and well-built stature a testament to his strength. His tousled chestnut hair framed a chiseled jawline, accentuating his striking features. But it was his entrancing eyes that captivated all who gazed into them, shimmering with a vivid green hue that seemed to change with the light, reminiscent of emerald-laden meadows upon a cloak of gray morning mist. With an unwavering dedication to his village, this prince, exuding an air of quiet determination and warmth, pledged to restore the fading enchantment within his hidden kingdom, nestled deep within the heart of the enchanted forest. Clutching the last remaining vial of the magical elixir, the prince pondered its importance. He recognized that consuming this elixir would bestow upon him the extraordinary magical strength essential for his perilous quest. To delve into the depths of the cave of the enchantment and confront any mystical beings he might encounter along his way. As he gazed at the luminous liquid in the vial, a wave of emotions washed over him. The iridescent pink liquid seemed to dance, emitting a soft, ethereal glow that whispered promises of extraordinary abilities. Yet, with these potential powers also came a grave responsibility. It wasn't merely a sip, but an embrace of the elixir's enchantment that would forever change the course of his journey. With a determined breath, he braced himself to drink, sensing the magic in each drop that touched his lips. The taste was a mix of sweetness and electric energy, leaving a lingering promise of special abilities. The elixir's effects began to resonate within him, like a symphony building to an anticipated crescendo. Enthralled by the elixir's formidable potential, he prepared his mind for the path that stretched ahead. Each passing moment seemed to carry an otherworldly charge, fortifying his determination and resolve. With unswerving focus, he readied himself for the imminent adventure, the elixir's enchantment merging with the rhythm of his heart. Now he possessed the ability to mold reality with a mere thought, weaving magic from the touch of his hands. In a breathtaking display of his newfound abilities, he transformed a rock into a gleaming razor-sharp sword, a shining testament to the incredible power now under his control. Before setting off on his epic quest, he embarked on a journey through the village, seeking to share his magic in a different way. He sought out a local farmer and purchased a truck full of vibrant, fresh vegetables and fruits. Driving the laden truck to the heart of the village square, he meticulously unloaded each basket. As he whispered ancient incantations, a radiant golden aurora enveloped every piece of produce, transforming them into resplendent banquet tables, overflowing with delectable feasts for the villagers. The tables were abundant with their bountiful offerings, providing enough food for the villagers to revel in a grand feast together and take home an abundance of nourishment. Moved by his generosity, the villagers expressed their heartfelt gratitude to the prince as he bid them a fond farewell. The air is still carrying the lingering echoes of his benevolent magic, Amidst the wonder, he conjured a profound sense of awe intertwined with the sovereign truth. With each grand display of magic, a fragment of his own vitality dissipated. He came to the realization that every extraordinary enchantment exacted a toll on his life force, silently aging him in ways imperceptible to those around him. To fulfill the aspirations of becoming the king he dreamed of, he knew he needed to seek the magical elixir that could restore his hidden kingdom. The prince begins his journey on foot, heading towards the rolling hills where the hidden cave lies. He will need to travel through mysterious dark forests full of strange creatures to reach the valley with fast-flowing rapids that will then lead him to the waterfall of truth. This journey will take him at least 3 days before he can reach the entrance to the Cave of Enchantment. Armed with the elixir's mystical power and guided by the expertise inherited through generations as a revered sorcerer of a royal lineage, the prince anticipates traversing the perilous route unscathed. His father, now a bedridden king, confined within the castle walls, forewarned him of the vigorous journey, emphasizing its demanding toll, both physically and mentally. The last remaining vial of the magic elixir is a pivotal aid, yet its efficacy hinges on the prince's readiness. He must ensure the return and migration of the butterflies to the cave, a crucial step to harvest the essence of the elixir once more. The success of his quest rests on his preparedness and ability to navigate the treacherous path, drawing upon both his magical prowess and strategic wisdom as he ventures into the unknown. As he embarks on his journey, the path leading to the mystical forest unfolds with serene beauty. Rolling hills reveal unicorns grazing among fields where bunnies, each with luminous tails, dart about like living lanterns, lighting the prince's ascent. Beetles aglow as they flit through a lush array of wildflowers, paint the landscape with tiny trails of shimmering light. The atmosphere echoes with a gentle rustle of pheasants in the tall grass, their movements barely disturbing the peaceful ambience. Foxes, with their coats fashioned from vibrant petals, seamlessly blend with the colorful blooms, adding a sense of enchantment to the scene. The prince's eyes are graced by the sight of beautiful fairies, scattering stardust in their wake as they flit and dance through the air. A symphony of nature surrounds him, the soft hum of bees interweaving with the delicate melodies of hummingbirds, while magical skylarks, boasting feathers in vibrant hues of rainbow, sing soft, enchanting tunes that exude tranquility, resonating across the meadow. As the melodies serenade his journey, the prince is filled with a mix of anticipation and determination, igniting his spirit as he continues his ascent up the mountainside. As the prince approaches the mystical forest, the verdant surroundings seem to awaken, weaving thick, thorny bushes that impede his progress. The very essence of the forest appears agitated by the presence of a human sorcerer intruding into its domain. Though faced with an immediate challenge of the obstructing thorns, the prince instinctively grasped the sword he conjured from the magic elixir. He contemplates the option of forcefully clearing his way through the tangled barriers, aware of his exceptional swordsmanship. Yet a profound reverence for the mystical forest and a belief in the connection he must forge as the future king of the hidden kingdom in the enchanted forest restrains him. Gazing at his reflection in the blade, he gently sheathes the sword behind his back, embracing a different approach. Instead of resorting to brute force, he extends a hand to delicately touch one of the thorny branches. In a moment of stillness, he takes a deep breath, attuning himself to the surroundings. With a quiet and deliberate focus, he attempts a telepathic communion, conveying to the thorny bush his peaceful intentions and the purpose of his quest toward the cave of enchantment. The thorny bush grows a tiny branch with a single thorn and pricks the prince's hand, momentarily causing a stinging pain. Yet an inexplicable sensation follows. The bush, almost as if acknowledging him, retracts its thorny branches and roots, permitting the prince access as it buries itself back into the earth. As the forest embraces him, a deeper darkness envelops the surroundings compared to the bright world outside. Unfazed, the prince raises his hand, summoning a glowing ethereal flame that hovers and dances, illuminating his path as he ventures further. The sounds here are a symphony of wilderness. The distant howling of a wolf, the hooting of an owl, and mysterious creatures rustling through the foliage and ascending the trees. Aware of the challenge ahead, with only the small glowing flame to guide him, the prince resolves to tap into the powers of the magical elixir. With a focused mind and a surge of magic, he transcends, transforming into a majestic, luminous phoenix. The transition, once elusive and fleeting, becomes effortless, the elixir's newfound energy seamlessly enabling his metamorphosis. The prince, now an awe-inspiring ethereal bird, soars swiftly between the trees, navigating with grace and ease. The freedom he feels is boundless. The rush of wind against his face and through the feathers of his wings is exhilarating. In this seemingly dark and mysterious forest, glowing iridescent creatures emerge, adding a surreal beauty to the surroundings. Frogs adorned with golden speckles shimmer. Dragonflies with luminous iridescent wings dance in the air. And deer, their fur aglow with hues of purple and blue, prance alongside him as he glides through the treetops. Although the forest is shrouded in darkness, an unspoken assurance blankets the prince, assuring him a safe passage, as if the mystical forest itself has welcomed him. As the prince glides gracefully between the towering trees, his spirit soaring on the wings of the freedom illuminated by the flame, he finds himself abruptly ensnared. A large net, made of metal netting and weighted with stones, captures his glowing figure, pulling him earthward. He hears the urgent thunder of hooves, and the prince swiftly shapeshifts back to his human form. Looking up to meet the gaze of a centaur, a majestic being, half man and half horse. A puff of steam billows from the centaur's flared nostrils into the night air as the prince attempts to explain himself through his thoughts into the centaur's mind. The centaur sniffs the air, assessing the prince's sincerity, then leans down to untangle him from the net. "I thought I caught a phoenix," the centaur rumbles. He then shares his own wisdom, revealing that he hasn't witnessed the butterflies the prince speaks of for many years, only providing the prince with a rumoring whisper of a creature that may be obstructing the butterfly's migration. In a gesture of kindness, the centaur offers the prince a ride, allowing him to mount upon his broad back. Together, they gallop through a shortcut, a passage out of the mystical forest. The centaur's hooves thundering as they hasten through the darkness. Expressing gratitude to the centaur, the prince resumes his journey. The path becomes increasingly arduous, each step leading him higher and deeper into challenging terrain. As night descends, the silvery moon and the stars become the prince's only celestial companions. Alone amidst the darkness, he endeavors to create a sense of comfort. Gathering twigs and dry grass, he assembles the material necessary to start a fire. His solitary beacon in the vast expanse of the night. The crackling flames begin to cast their warm glow, a flickering haven amidst the eerie darkness. It is here, under the celestial canopy, that the prince settles in, finding a brief moment to gather his thoughts and reflect on his travels thus far. The prince lies in a tranquil meadow, gazing up at the starry night sky, his head resting on his clasped hands upon a moss-covered stone. Contemplation swirls in his mind. What awaits him in the future of Sorrenvale? Doubts linger about his ability to uncover the mystery of the elusive butterflies. Yet, amid the quietude of the night and the crackling bonfire at his feet, a sense of reassurance gently embraces him. Amidst the solitude and uncertainty prevailing at this moment, much like the solitary ember floating into the night's darkness, the prince grasps the significance of persevering hope. He realizes the essentiality of nurturing the internal light, embracing the unwavering belief that he holds the capacity to unravel the solution and fulfill his destined role as the future king of Sorrenvale. His task extends beyond personal aspirations. It encompasses the revival of magic in the castle, the village, and all inhabitants of his hidden kingdom. Embracing this profound sense of duty, the prince lets go of any lingering doubts about his commitment to this journey. In the enchanting ambience of the forest, he gazes at the twinkling stars, their celestial dance painting the night sky. Amid this celestial spectacle, a nightingale, perched nearby, serenades the evening with its mesmerizing, magical melody, adding a sense of serene tranquility to the surroundings. The gentle whisper of the wind weaves through the field of wildflowers, carrying with it a fragrant, soothing embrace. The crackle of the fire, with its dancing flames, casting a warm glow, adds a comforting rhythm to the night. In this captivating symphony of nature's harmonious elements, a tranquil acceptance settles upon the prince. Immersed in the moment's magic, he surrenders to the peaceful embrace of the night, finding solace and comfort in the serenity that envelops him. With a heart at peace, he drifts off into a restful slumber, carried away by the whispers of the night. As the gentle sun rays nudge the prince from his slumber, he awakens to the soft embrace of dawn. Famished from his journey thus far, he feels the tug of hunger within, contemplating the use of magic to conjure a meal. He pauses, guided by his steadfast principles, urging authenticity in his approach to life. Drawn by the innate sense of living in harmony with the natural world, he chooses to seek sustenance the old-fashioned way, by fishing near a flowing river. Despite wielding the power of magic, the prince remains devoted to humility, understanding that the genuine essence of life lies in embracing simplicity. It's a way to honor the gift of magic, treating it with the reverence it deserves. In moments of inconvenience, the seeds of gratitude are sown. Crafting a strong tree branch into a spear, he catches a fish from the river for his morning meal. Accompanying the meal is a brew of wildflower tea, a cherished elixir in this enchanted realm. The sweet-scented wildflowers, aside from their delicate aroma, bear an herbal potency that grants alertness and focus, a natural medicinal gift from the forest's bounty. As he puts out his campfire and prepares to depart, the prince begins his journey towards a meandering valley, renowned for its swift river, said to lead to the illustrious waterfall of truth. A day's worth of travel through rugged terrain lies ahead. In the heart of the untamed wilderness, the prince feels an unbreakable connection to the very essence of the enchanting world. The magical elixir, coursing through his veins, enables him to sense the land's heartbeat, hear the whispered secrets of the forest, understand the thoughts of its mystical inhabitants, and perceive the lingering magic within. Through this elixir, he transcends mere sorcery, becoming a conduit to the soul of the realm itself, propelled by an unwavering calling and a profound purpose. In the absence of the elixir, this deep connection fades, but the prince holds on to a vision. He imagines the hidden kingdom's revival, envisioning a world where magic flows abundantly once again. He yearns to ascend to the throne he has always dreamt of, restoring the realm's enchantment for his people. and becoming the king they truly deserve. As the day drifts into the night, the prince wanders through fields of wild grass, traversing rolling hills and a sunflower forest until he finally arrives at the Aurora Valley. He settles in, watching the sky transform into a breathtaking spectacle of colors. Blues, purples, pinks, and greens intermingle, painting the celestial canvas in an awe-inspiring dance of hues. The lights above are not just colors. They resemble musical notes brought to life, choreographing an ethereal symphony in the sky. They move with grace, sometimes drifting swiftly, and at other times gently swirling into the expanse above. In the midst of this celestial ballet, the prince discerns a delicate, distant melody, a magical fairy's voice seemingly harmonizing with the lights, as if she were the very soul of these celestial displays. In response to this enchantment, wildflowers begin to shimmer in iridescent hues, swaying in harmony with the breeze, while fireflies flit about, their ethereal glow fading in and out like twinkling stars. Above, the stars in the velvety blue expanse add another layer of magic to the serene setting. As the magical display mesmerizes him, the prince's eyelids grow heavy. Surrendering to the tranquility around him, he succumbs to sleep, dreaming of his impending journey to the cave of enchantment. On the third day, the prince embarks early and reaches the rocky rapids coursing through the narrow valley. Acutely aware that one wrong step could jeopardize his entire difficult journey, he makes a critical decision to call upon the elixir's enchantment to safely navigate the swift currents, guiding the way to the revered waterfall of truth. In a moment of profound concentration, he places his palms of his hands together, and a radiating luminance, ethereal glow transforms him into a resplendent dragon. Adorned in iridescent scales of deep blue and vibrant green, complete with grandiose wings and commanding talons, he experiences an exhilarating surge of strength. His vision is crystal clear, revealing the intricate nuances of the valley, and his hearing sharpened and attuned to the sounds and movements of the rushing rapids. Launching himself with a mighty leap, the force from his powerful dragon feet dislodges the loose gravel, signifying the commencement of his flight. Skillfully maneuvering through the confined walls of the gorge, he navigates towards the waterfall of truth. Ascending into the skies, he soars just above the ravine, the valley's layout serving as his celestial roadmap. Amidst his graceful glide, he marvels at the mystique of embodying a real-life dragon. The resonance of his wing beats echoes like distant thunder, evoking a sense of nostalgia for his childhood. Watching his father's extraordinary displays of magic. Lost in his reveries, he yearns for the day when he might possess such incredible capabilities. The prince revels in his newfound freedom, letting out a mental cheer as he descends toward the waterfall of truth. Flying parallel to the cascading waters, he endeavors to match their pace, preparing for a graceful landing in the large pool below. Skimming the water's surface, he lands with the finesse of a dragon, transforming slowly back into his human form upon the grassy shore. Standing before the majestic waterfall of truth, an expansive meditation stone awaits. Seated upon it, the prince patiently whispers an ancient spell, seeking passage into the cave of enchantment. As he continues to chant the mystical incantation, the waterfall of truth begins to part like curtains on a grand stage, revealing a concealed staircase that winds its way to the hidden cave beyond. The prince rises, and stepping stones magically emerge from beneath the water, guiding his passage into the waterfall of truth. Summoning a gentle, glowing flame above his right hand, he descends the staircase concealed behind the watery curtain. As he navigates deep into the cavern, his disappointment grows, discovering a desolate environment stripped of both crystals and butterflies. He embarks on a quest for clues, cautiously maneuvering through narrow crevices and darkened tunnels. As he crawls along the cavern floor, the prince's fingers gather soot. A trail of ashes catches his eye, intriguing him to follow its path toward an alternate passage. There he feels a slight breeze and fresh air, indicating an entry point possibly used by the butterflies. He carefully ascends, shimmying up the cave walls like a chimney, back against one side, feet against the other, and hands reaching for sturdy handholds to lift himself upward and out of the cave. Emerging at the top of this cave hole, a looming dragon confronts him. Startled, the prince detects something unusual about this mystical creature. It appears to recognize him, yet darkness cloaks the dragon's heart, with its large form glistening in the luminescence. Its black scales and fiery red eyes cast a formidable presence. Breathing deeply and flaring its nostrils, the dragon speaks in a deep, thunderous voice, questioning the prince's purpose. Realizing his ability to communicate with the dragon is tethered to the magical elixir, the prince assures the creature of his harmless intentions, expressing his sole desire to find the butterflies. However, the dragon, seething with rage and hostility, prepares itself, fury in its eyes and emotions visibly intensifying in its chest as it readies a fiery blast aimed at the young prince. In another attempt to communicate with the dragon, the prince raises his hands above his head, crouching low to convey no threat. "Please, I come in peace. I seek only the butterflies," he implores. In response, the dragon, filled with rage, retorts, "You're unworthy of the magical elixir. Leave and never return if you value your life." Without hesitation, the prince, empowered by his resolute determination, conjures an invisible shield to repel the dragon's fiery breath. Although surrounded by intense heat, he continues to push forward. When the dragon momentarily pauses, preparing to breathe fire once more, the prince swiftly dashes straight toward the dragon and slides beneath its belly. Seizing the moment, he lays a hand on the dragon's colossal tail and casts a transformative spell, turning the fire-breathing beast back into a man. The man, astounded by his transformation back into a human, ponders how the prince discerned that he wasn't a true dragon. Overwhelmed by emotions, he breaks into tears, weeping from the depths of his sorrow and the profound truth that he had concealed from himself for decades. The man discloses that he had spent those long years breathing fire to prevent the butterflies from entering the enchanted cave, thus thwarting the creation of the elixir sought after by the power-hungry royal family. The prince discovers the unsettling history of his grandfather, who had transformed his own son into a dragon, rendering him flightless with clipped wings and weighed down with chains to limit his movement. However, his uncle, heartbroken by these events, journeyed to the Cave of Enchantment, vowing to prevent the butterfly's transformation. The prince learns that his estranged uncle was dissatisfied with the royal family's refusal to share the magical elixir beyond their lineage, driven by fear that it would corrupt their royal heritage. The uncle, using a teardrop from his eye, creates a crystal-like orb that reveals the past to the prince, allowing him to visually see his uncle's memories. The prince realizes that he is the brother of his own father, who had fallen in love with a commoner from the village, only to be cast into exile. The royal family had firmly opposed sharing their magical elixir with anyone outside their bloodline, making it clear that if he married the woman, she would not be accepted into the royal fold. Without allowing his uncle to make any decisions, the father had transformed him into a beast and banished him to a distant part of the realm. After uncovering the profound truth, the compassionate prince, embracing a new perspective, resolves to glean wisdom from the history and generously bestow his magical gifts upon all his people. Rejecting the pursuit of wealth and seclusion within the palace walls, the prince extends a warm welcome to his uncle, telling him it's time to come back to the hidden kingdom of Sorrenvale. Assuring his uncle of the positive changes ahead, the prince persuades him to permit the forthcoming butterfly migration and the subsequent harvest of the magical elixir. Though initially hesitant, the uncle is moved by the prince's sincere intentions and finally agrees. As the prince and his uncle eagerly anticipate the arrival of the butterflies, a strong bond forms between them as they spend several weeks together. When the butterflies finally arrive, they observe the mesmerizing transformation of the butterflies into crystalline forms and meticulously collect the crystals required for the magical elixir. Returning together to the hidden kingdom of Sorrenvale, their relationship solidifies and becomes unbreakable. After their return, the prince receives news of the king's passing. Stepping into the role of king, he takes the initiative to establish a school of magic within the castle walls. Delving into research, he commits himself to the mission of breeding more of the rare butterfly species. With dedicated efforts, he eventually succeeds, generously sharing the magical elixir with all who seek to comprehend its significance. He effectively restores the balance of magic in the hidden kingdom nestled within the enchanted forest. Every 5 years, the prince, accompanied by a dedicated group of students deeply connected to the mystical arts, embarks on a journey to the Cave of Enchantment. Here, they gather the magical elixir, crafting a renewed legacy within the realm of Sorrenvale. In this hidden kingdom, the magic now spans generations, breaking free from the confines of the royal bloodlines and past traditions, fostering within the hearts of those who embrace enchantment, progress, unity, and equity.